Jeff Crouere is a talk radio host in New Orleans and joins us now. Jeff, interesting, your listeners are listening to this. How important is that $600 a week federal subsidy that is no longer happening? And how important is it to them on the flip side that it comes back versus the Republicans hold out for something like liability protection?
You know, LeLand, thanks for having me. The people that I'm talking to are saying that we cannot continue the $600 a week benefit because it is keeping people away from working. And I'm talking to a lot of business owners, LeLand. They can't reopen because they don't have the workforce. The people are making more money staying at home than going to work. So there needs to be relief, but we can't give people an incentive to stay home.
We've heard that as well, and that we hear that from Republican members of Congress. But there are a lot more voters and employees than there are business owners. That's just the way that the math works.
Right.
Do you see that if Republicans keep holding out on this point, that there's a point where people are going to no longer give them the benefit of the doubt on it?
Well, you can see the Democrats, I mean, they're pushing that, LeLand, because they're looking at the election. I mean, they see that there's a benefit in pushing for a big deal, $3 trillion deal, keep the benefits going. LeLand, you know the Democrats want to keep the economy shut down, keep the schools shut down through the election so they can, of course, blame all the problems on Donald Trump. But I'd like to see Republicans come up with something different. How about if Republicans gave workers a bonus for going back to work? How about we incentivize people to go back to work
sort of brings up
as opposed to stay home?
It brings up an interesting point because Republicans can't even seem to agree on what they want. You've got half of the Republican caucus in the Senate saying, well, you know, we'd be okay with making a deal. Others are holding out and said that the Senate caucus is way too liberal. I think it was Rand Paul who said they sounded like Bernie bros.
Well, the Democrats are always more united than the Republicans. Republicans are all over the place. I think Rand Paul's got a good point. LeLand, we've added $7 trillion to the debt since Donald Trump became president. This whole package is another $3 trillion on top of $2.5 trillion. I mean, at some point, this is going to lead to a crash in our currency. It's going to lead to inflation. So we can't just keep spending money like crazy. We're going to have to put some limits on this, which I think most Republicans agree with. It's those details that they can't seem to agree upon. That's where President Trump needs to come in, get a unified plan together so we can negotiate. The Democrats are united on keeping everything shut down. They want everything shut down through the election. That's what they want.
They've been united in terms of the $3 trillion, package, at least so far. Jeff, appreciate your insights as always.